Hello all, thanks for watching. I wanted to make a small video on the combustion of Jupiter as it is, because Jupiter is in Scorpio and it's around 10 degrees while Sun is at around the 11th degree of the sign of Scorpio. Combustion as it is deemed, or it is called as a inefficient state of a particular planet which is very close to the Sun. So combustion is basically a state of a planet when it gets too close to the Sun, or it can be said that sun is burning the other planet which is falling in the closest region to it. So Jupiter is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is the sign of mystery and penetrativeness, and what a it is the sign of personal and spiritual transformation. It is the sign of the understanding of inner beliefs, and it is the sign of jealousy, and it is the sign of all the deeper things that are generally not visible, and it is not generally that is felt in an open state or something like that. So when Jupiter is placed here, it is supposed to kind of expand by penetrating deep into it, because Jupiter's basic quality is expansion. And when Jupiter is combust, the actual problem here is that the general state of Jupiter's expansiveness will become less, and the Jupiterian deeds tend to take a little bit of time to mature, and things take time to actually fructify. So that is why we tend to take a combust planet as a bit more inefficient or something like that. But as it is not inefficient, but it just takes some time to bring out the results. And I have a different understanding of combustion, because fire or Agni is the actual it is the state where everything gets purified. So falling into the fire and coming out of it is a state of purification in itself. So I think whichever planet that comes close to Sun and then moves away from Sun falls into a recycling process, and the rejuvenation happens once the Sun comes close to once the planet comes close to the Sun, which is getting combust. So now Jupiter is getting combust, and there is a very interesting concept of called Cazimi in Western astrology, which was first, I think, was written by Rhetorius of Egypt, of the late Hellenistic tradition or the early Persian tradition of astrology at around the end of 6th or 7th century AD. And the Cazimi is generally understood as a state of a planet when it is within a degree from Sun. So Jupiter is close to being within a degree from Sun, and Jupiter is at around early 10th degree, and Sun is at around early 11th degree. And this is the actual most powerful state of transformation, and this is supposed to be a very the most telling period of a planet's position when it is in combust. So when a planet is away from Sun by about 10 to 12 degrees, it gets combust, and as and when it gets close, it becomes more invisible. And the moment it comes close to Sun, it reaches the end of it reaches the end of half cycle, and it is called as the planet in the heart of the Sun. So it's like the most powerful place where the planet tends to expand its deeds, and the significations of the planet suddenly start flourishing. And when Jupiter is here, Jupiter is the natural significator of children. So it is important for parents to understand some of the most deepest things of psychological things of their children that they didn't or they could not understand up to this point of time. So I think this is one of the major realizing phases in many ways, not just in terms of children, but also in terms of our spiritual and psychological needs. Because Jupiter is getting rejuvenated, Jupiter is getting transformed, and it is getting peeled off, and it's going to go ahead with a new skin. So this is one of the most important places where Jupiter's deeds will start flourishing, as it is in the sign of Scorpio. Because once it was combust, it would have been a bit, it would have given a little bit of idea where it was inefficient, but it's not inefficient anymore. It's going to go into the heart of the sun, and it's going to start leave the combustion state. So actually it won't leave combustion, because sun is faster, and sun moves a bit fast, not a bit, but it moves faster than Jupiter. And sun will move like at about 20 to 22 degrees from Jupiter, and things will get back to normal. But Cazimi is the most important place where we have to realize a lot of things. And it is we should understand that it is a recycling process. And I just wanted to give a small example. It's not Jupiter, it's not a Jupiter combust, but it's a combustion of Venus in one of those charts I wanted to show you. So here we have the famous actor Leo DiCaprio's chart, where he has Venus in the Venus close to Sun, which is Sun is at around 2509, and Venus is at around 2622. For those who don't see this square chart of South Indian style, this is the Virgo rising, and ascendant is here. Moon is placed right on the ascendant, and we have in the second house, we have Venus, second house of Libra, we have Venus ruling Libra in the sign of its Mula Trikona, and we have Sun here at 25 degrees, and Venus is at 26 degrees. So Venus is by far the most important and the most powerful planet in this chart, and Venus is receiving 3 planets here, and Venus is making all these planets powerful as dispositor. And I just wanted to show the wheel chart for those who don't see this. And here in the sign of Libra, we have 24 degrees Sun and 25 degrees Venus. So there is a 1 degree difference, which is due to, I think, some software stuff. But the idea is here that planet is placed just 1 degree away from each other. So planets are placed at 1 degrees away from each other, like Sun at 24 and Venus at 25. And Venus proved to be one of the most important planets as a receiver of all the 3 other planets, Mars, Mars and Mercury and Sun. So even though Sun is debilitated here, it has Neecha Bhanga Raja Yoga due to Venus's domicile strength. So I'll just stop the screen share here. Yeah. So this clearly marks the beginning of a new cycle, and suddenly the amplification and the expansive qualities of Jupiter will start showing as Sun moves forward in the sign of Scorpio. So it is one of those periods where if you don't have an insurance, it's good to take an insurance, have an insurance for yourself, or if you're planning to have an insurance for something like a vehicle or whatever it may be, it's a good time, because 8th house also, the 8th house is Scorpio. The 8th house, natural 8th house, also signifies finance. So it's not our own finance, but it is finance from other related sources or something like that. So and it is also important to understand the spiritual needs of our own self. And this is a scenario where we tend to understand that materialistic side is not all, and we just need a little bit of spiritual quotient in our lives to move forward. So this is what I wanted to talk about Jupiter in Scorpio going Combust and then Cazimi, and wait for Jupiter's cycle as Sun moves forward from Jupiter, and Jupiter's quality will start expanding. Yeah, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.